Australia has a crisis of personal responsibility and trust for the self. And I see the systemic issue in Australia is we want to outsource the responsibility to someone, to something, And for me, just to sum up the whole where Australia is you can lock us up, you can tell us what to eat, you can tell us where to go and when we can be out. We'll almost do anything unless, we'll do anything up until our property values go down. So for me, it's like when Australia sees property prices go down, then I think we'll see the litmus and the truth of really what's the underbelly here and whether we really have much of a backbone. Because for me, Australians will do anything provided their property prices go up. That's how I see it.
Wow. And hence how you might have become so jaded by that connection with property and understanding that even if you add value, it doesn't always increase the price. And that's what Bitcoin obviously shines a light on central banking. And shout out to Crispy back in Melbourne, who runs the Victoria Bitcoin Club. And they put out some great content recently, which shows A, how real estate is crashing against Bitcoin, but B, how real estate maps to Royal Bank of Australia moves. And it's it's very simple. Like, real estate it's just mapping the currency denomination. It's not actually going up in value. And it's such a big moment for me when I'm like, hang on a second. Sorry, so they print money and asset prices move. And when you look at them averaged out, the stock market's just mapping the money printing. And the real estate market's just mapping the money printing. So really what a house has become is a way to save your purchasing power against a money printer. It's not actually a good investment. You're just about getting by, purchasing power neutral. And then there's obviously the dynamics of a property market where it's like, well, no one actually wants to buy your house, mate. It's illiquid and there's not a buyer for it right now. Sorry. Or it got flooded, or it caught fire, or they put up a 5G tower around the corner, or they didn't build the infrastructure project that everyone thought was going to be put in. Those are the nuances of a highly localized property market.
So many nuances.
But those nuances mean jack shit when someone can just go and print more money. And so that's why you can live in a house for 2 years that degrades in actual features, but sells for more money. That doesn't make sense.
That's right. No, it doesn't.
Whoa.
It doesn't.
And so what do you think will happen if they were like, fuck it, we're going to have to actually create the real estate market. We're so bankrupt. It's got to happen. Is that even like, there'd be like complete carnage? What would happen?
Well, there's none of that will be on the cards. So
they'll do anything they can to keep it going up.
They will do anything. That's the moral of the story. Here in Australia, the only thing that will change if the control's taken out of their hands and something happens and they can't stop it, like that's it. But the game is already set. So for me, I'm wanting to take myself out. But look, I've been playing this game, Jake, and it's benefited from me, even though I critique it hardly. So it's like it's a complex thing. But I'm now saying, it's time for me to make some changes, and I'm going to opt out of the current setup here in Australia, and I'm going to wait and see how things play out and explore, other alternatives. So, yeah.
And so, James, one last question we'll try and whip through, which is first of all, just to resonate completely, like the idea of more accountability and more responsibility for individual action is absolutely what's needed in so many areas of life. And I am a huge advocate for that. So where possible, it's on you, mate. And you've got to figure it out, and you've got to deal with the costs and the benefits, by the way.